Hey everybody, I'm here with Bob Copper, a man who really needs no introduction in our industry. But Bob, for those who don't know, maybe new to the space, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and self-storage 101?
Sure. Yeah. Self storage one has been around since the early 2000s. I was with public storage in the 90s before that. My wife decided she wanted to move back to Birmingham where the 7 grandkids live now. And so I went and visited for myself back in early 2000. We moved back when that first grandson was being born. He's now a junior in college. So that's how long we've been back. And I started Self Storage 101 at that time. Saw a big need in industry for independent consulting, get away from the big guys like we had. And have been doing ever since. Have turned it into the by far the largest consulting feasibility business. We do more than probably everybody else combined and got a big team. So yeah, enjoy doing it. And my kids are in the business, so it's become a family business. All my kids grew up in the storage business, you probably know. And so it's just what we do. And we love it because we're smart enough to know just that, nothing else. So it's a basic business and we enjoy it. Yeah.
Well, Bob is awesome as well as humble. So your program has really democratized self-storage investing in a lot of ways
Right.
because it's giving people confidence to make decisions while having some industry experts really to back up their investment strategy.
Right.
Now, one of the major issues in our space right now is tracking demand for self-storage. Does this deal work based on the rental rates we're tracking in the market? With ECRIs being so heavily used, it's very difficult to gauge demand.
Very difficult.
So, Bob, what we've noticed is people have kind of fallen back on the tried and true methods of evaluating a deal, evaluating a market. What have you seen on your end in terms of inbound inquiries for feasibility studies? Can you speak to that?
Sure. Well, I mean, everybody knows 2024 was a slower year probably for everything that all of us do, right? Just was. We came off the COVID high, which was abnormal. We've already seen a big uptick this year in feasibility studies, interest in feasibility studies. And I think for a couple reasons. It's interest rates, I think, are creeping down, or they become normal now, right? Everybody panicked when they went from 2% to 7. Now we realize that 6 and 7 is normal. And so people are trying to make those deals work. So we are seeing more interest in it. Um, and as homes start to get built, I think that makes a big difference. People start moving. That's what we need. The main thing is to move around. But from determining feasibility, it's always if you build it, will they come? And there really is no one dynamic. And I think there are people who get tripped up on whether it's demand or whether it's location. It's all those things. It's a combination of things. There's not one single thing we can say, don't do it unless the one red line in the sand is if the rates are too low. I can't fix that. But nothing we can do about it. I can fix a bad location. I can fix a lot. But if the average rates are so low and the basis is low, we can't fix that.
And guys, it's so important to hear that from someone like Bob Copper, whose business is to say yes or no. And it's so refreshing to hear that some sites just don't make sense. Some sites just do not need more storage.
Right. And I think probably one of the reasons we do so many, 40 to 50 feasibility studies a month. I mean, we do a lot, most of them, is we say no a lot. We don't. I would rather tell somebody no and hurt their feelings. Like, we're owner operators ourselves. Most feasibility, I don't know if any other buddies does feasibility studies that also owns facilities. We do. We've owned them, we've built them, we've sold them, managed them for 20 some years. And so when I do a study, it's would I do it? Would I invest that money? And if I wouldn't, I would expect you either. And so we see our big role of ours is keep people from making a big mistake. If somebody's been flipping houses for $50,000 and they come in this business, a lot more zeros and a lot more, a mistake can be way more expensive. And so we see that as part of our responsibility is to keep people from making those mistakes. I think one of the reasons we do so many studies for for banks is they know we tell people no, where some people just never say no. And so I couldn't sleep at night knowing we told somebody to build something they shouldn't have built.
Well, Bob, I've said this many times, and I've heard people mention as well. The biggest threat to self-storage industry is irresponsible development.
Absolutely.
So it's so important to have industry legends, really like yourself, keeping the industry accountable and just helping them make really educated decisions. Where do you see the industry going the next couple of quarters with all these headwinds and challenges in our space?
I think the biggest challenge is going to be is getting these rental rates up. I mean, right now, we went for many years understanding that people won't pack them and move from one facility to another new one, right? We're just too lazy. And so when a new facility opened up, they were competing with new development or new business. Now, because of the slowdown, because of less homes being sold, now it seems like some players are lowering rates so low to encourage somebody to move from one place to another because there's not enough new business. So I think we got to get past that. And again, I think we got past the election. We got kind of past into a more normal year. I think we're starting to see that pick up a little bit. But we're going to have to see interest rates drop a little bit. But we mainly have to see rates creep back up because the number one reason we tell people not to build is rates are too low. And in a market with the basis too low. So I think we'll see that, James. I think we're going to see again. I read all the time that mortgage rates are creeping down a little bit, or mortgage applications are creeping up a little bit. People want to move again. So the main thing we need is for people to start. That's the main reason people use storage is moving around. If we start seeing that, I think it'll dislodge itself maybe later this year, certainly into 2026. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of that now.
Well, it's terrific, Bob. It's great to hear your optimism and using real facts and real data to back up said optimism. Really excited to see where things go next couple quarters, and thank you so much for your time.
And I should say, talking about all that data, a lot of it comes from Radius Plus. We could not operate with you, you guys, so we appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much, Bob. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.